while chaos raged outside, like a storm turning rivers and seas. Inside the chief inspector's office at the constabulary, it was calm as ever. Chief Sue, how did it go? Did that punk agree? Cobra had just sat down but couldn't wait to ask. Whether he agrees or not doesn't matter. Anyone who falls into my hands ends up giving in sooner or later. Fatty Sue puffed on his cigar, completely at ease. With Chief Sue handling this, I have no doubts. But the longer we drag this out, the greater the risk. It's better to act sooner than later, Cobra urged. What? Are you teaching me how to do my job? Fatty Sue shot him a cold look. No, of course not. It's just, that kid has someone backing him. If we don't deal with him quickly, I'm afraid it might bring trouble. Cobra replied with a fawning smile. What trouble? I'm just doing my job by the book. Besides, this is my turf. Who can shake me here? Fatty Sue said with smug confidence. Exactly. You're the son-in-law of the mayor of Swinton. Who in this city doesn't have to show you some respect? Cobra took the opportunity to flatter him. Humph. At least you know your place. Fatty Sue grinned. What he was most proud of wasn't being the chief inspector. It was having a father-in-law who was the mayor of Swinton. And being mayor meant being the highest-ranking official in the entire region. Chief Sue, here's a little gift from Third Master. Please accept it with a smile, Cobra said, handing over a gift box with both hands. Fatty Sue opened it. A golden glow greeted his eyes, and his face instantly lit up with delight. Ha! Third Master is too generous. When you see him, thank him for me. Tell him I'll take care of everything properly. No mistakes. Thank you so much, Chief Sue. Cobra cupped his hands in gratitude. Just then, the squad leader from earlier walked in. What is it? Fatty Sue hurried to close the gift box. Chief, someone from the Nicholson family came asking for bail. They're willing to pay a large sum to release the woman named Dahlia. She's a serious offender. No bail. Tell them to get lost. Fatty Sue waved his hand dismissively. Yes, sir. The squad leader responded and turned to leave. But not even a minute later, he knocked and entered again. Now what? Fatty Sue was visibly annoyed. Chief, Miss Natasha Harmon just called. She says the constabulary arrested the wrong person and demands we release Dustin immediately. Natasha Harmon? You mean that Natasha Harmon? Fatty Sue's face tightened. That's right. The squad leader nodded. Cobra, what's going on here? You never mentioned this kid had a connection with Natasha Harmon. Fatty Sue's tone turned icy. Natasha Harmon was one of the 3 major powerhouses in Swinton. Wealthy, influential, someone he'd rather not cross if he could help it. Chief Sue, he's just Natasha Harmon's pretty boy companion. He doesn't actually have any background. With your status, you really don't need to care, Cobra said flatteringly. Humph. It better be like you say. Though still annoyed, Fatty Sue turned to the squad leader and ordered, Go tell Natasha Harmon we don't have anyone by that name here. He'd already given his word to Wang Dong. He couldn't go back on it now. No matter what, he'd bluff his way through for the time being. But before the squad leader even made it out the door, Fatty Sue's phone suddenly rang. Hunter Anderson? Seeing the caller ID, Fatty Sue felt a sudden jolt in his heart. Calling at this hour, was it about that kid too? No way, that's too much of a coincidence. Anxious, but unable to ignore the call, he picked up anyway. Hello, President Anderson. What can I do for you, Fatty Sue? Tell me, did you arrest a young man named Dustin? Hunter Anderson got straight to the point. Huh? Did I? I don't think so. Why do you ask, sir? Fatty Sue felt a chill run down his spine but kept a straight face. Cut the crap. I'm warning you, let him go immediately. Otherwise, don't blame me for what happens next. Hunter Anderson shouted. President Anderson, there must be some misunderstanding. I don't even know a Dustin. But how about I look into it for you? Fatty Sue pretended to play dumb. No way he could admit it now. You fat bastard! You really don't know what's good for you. Let me make this clear. If anything happens to Dustin, your entire family's going down with him. Hunter Anderson roared and hung up. Damn! What's gotten into that old guy today? Fatty Sue frowned, looking deeply annoyed. Chief Sue, what's wrong? Cobra asked cautiously. What's wrong? You still have the nerve to ask me that? Fatty Sue slammed the table. You told me that kid had no background. But Hunter Anderson himself just called me to vouch for him. And you say he has no background? Are you trying to screw me over? Dealing with Natasha Harmon was already enough of a headache. Now Hunter Anderson was involved too. This was a fire he couldn't afford to get burned by. No way. Don't tell me that kid's connected to President Anderson too? I really didn't know. Cobra was sweating bullets. Damn it. Call Third Master right now. This thing is way bigger than we expected. If he wants it done, he'll have to pay more. Fatty Sue barked. Why yes. I'll contact Third Master immediately. Cobra didn't dare delay and quickly called his Third Master, Wang Dong. After explaining the situation and Sue's demand, he finally got a reply. Chief Sue, Third Master said as long as you can get it done, he's willing to pay 3 times the original price. Upon hearing that, Fatty Sue's scowl finally faded. Third Master really is generous. In that case, I'll do everything I can. Fatty Sue grinned. As the saying goes, with enough money, even the devil can be moved. As long as the price was right, anything could be arranged. In the dark chamber, Dustin and Dahlia sat back to back, quietly feeling each other's warmth. From marriage to divorce, moments like this, calm and still, had been rare. For a while, either of them knew what to say. Do you think we might die here today? At last, Dahlia broke the silence. The cold, dark surroundings weighed heavily on her spirit, and the mere thought of that terrifying Sue the Reaper stirred up dread in her heart. Don't overthink it. We'll make it out safely, Dustin said to comfort her. But if we don't, do you have any last wishes? Dahlia asked softly. There is no if. If there's anything, we'll talk after we get out, Dustin replied. We've offended Master Wang. With his connections and power, crushing us is just too easy. Dahlia sighed, clearly discouraged. Against true power players, all her so-called resources were worthless. Dahlia, that doesn't sound like the woman I know. With your personality, you face problems head-on. When did you start wallowing like this? Dustin's voice grew sharper. Dahlia blinked, then let out a faint smile. You're right. Nothing's over until it's over. Maybe things could still turn around. As soon as she finished, a loud creak echoed. The iron door to the dark room swung open once again. With a harsh beam of light piercing through, Fatty Sue stormed in with several burly thugs, their presence overwhelming. Boy! Time's up. Have you made your choice? Sue growled, eyes filled with menace. I have. I'm not giving in, Dustin replied calmly. Huh! Sue's brow furrowed. Do you even know who these men behind me are? Let me tell you, each one of them is a vicious criminal from prison. And they haven't seen a woman in years. If you refuse, I swear they'll play with your girlfriend right in front of you. You'll regret it for the rest of your life. If you touch her, I'll tear your entire station apart, Dustin warned coldly. You little bastard! Still talking tough at death's door? Fine. Then don't blame me for what happens next, Sue signaled to the men. You guys, show him what real suffering feels like. Heh heh. Got it. The thugs sneered wickedly. After years in prison, their lust had long since gone wild. Now, seeing a beauty like Dahlia before them, their desires boiled over. Here we come, sweetheart, the girl's yours. I want the guy. As their filthy laughter echoed, they started stripping off their clothes. You sick freaks! Dustin had had enough. He stood up suddenly. Clank! The metal shackles binding his hands and feet snapped off with a loud crash. Then, as if crushing tofu, he broke the restraints holding Dahlia. You! Fatty Sue was dumbfounded. The shackles at the station were custom made. No ordinary strongman could break them. How had this guy done it? Sue! You've successfully enraged me. Dustin tossed aside the broken chains and strode forward, step by step. Hold him down! Quick! Sue roared in panic. The thugs didn't hesitate and lunged at Dustin. Get lost! With a stomp of his foot, Dustin unleashed a wave of internal force. Before the men could even get close, they were blasted backward, slamming into the walls and coughing up blood. Guards! Someone come, quick! Sue's face turned pale as he tried to flee, but Dustin kicked one of the thugs on the ground, launching him like a cannonball. Boom! The man crashed into Sue with full force, knocking him to the ground with a blood-curdling scream. "I warned you, don't touch her," Dustin said coldly, his eyes like ice. "Boy, this is the police station. You better think twice before doing anything stupid." Sue crawled backward, trying to intimidate him. "So what if it is?" Dustin sneered and stomped down, shattering Sue's hand. "Aha!" Sue's screams filled the air. The searing pain contorted his face into a grotesque mask. "Dustin! Stop! Please!" Dahlia turned pale with fear. Even if they were innocent, if Dustin kept attacking, there'd be no way to explain themselves later. "Do you even realize what you've done? If you surrender now, there might still be a sliver of hope. Otherwise, you'll be utterly destroyed," Sue barked through gritted teeth. Dustin didn't respond. Instead, he stomped down on Sue's stomach. Bleck! Sue vomited all over himself. Food, bile, urine, and feces spilled out in a foul mess. The stench was unbearable. You! Sue's face turned purple as he coughed violently through the stench and vomit. "Dustin! Are you insane? If you hurt Captain Sue, we're both dead." Dahlia was terrified. "Even if I didn't lay a hand on him, he wasn't going to let us go. So I might as well kill him," Dustin said flatly. "There's still a chance to turn this around. But if you really kill him, then there's no turning back." Dahlia was desperate now. "Didn't you hear me? If you touch me, I'll make sure your whole family dies." Sue shouted viciously, but fear was all over his face. "What's going on?" At that moment, Cobra arrived with a group, having heard the commotion. The moment he saw the bloodied and broken Sue on the ground, he was stunned. "You've got some nerve! Let Captain Sue go now or you'll die for sure!" Cobra shouted. "You want him back?" "Sure! Take him!" Dustin kicked Sue's bloated body. Sue flew through the air like a rag doll, crashing into the crowd and flattening several men. Dahlia was frozen in place. She hadn't expected Dustin to go this far. He was surrounded, yet he didn't surrender. Instead, he lashed out and sent Captain Sue flying. Was he crazy? Didn't he know what kind of consequences this would bring? That was Sue the Reaper, captain of the station. A high-ranking official with power over life and death. How dare he? "Captain Sue! Are you okay?" Cobra rushed to help the wounded Sue. "Kill him! Kill that bastard! Tear him to shreds!" Sue screamed like a madman. Never before had anyone dared treat him like this. "Move in! Kill him!" Cobra roared. Immediately, everyone drew their weapons in unison. Just as a brutal clash was about to erupt, a thunderous shout exploded at the doorway. "Stop!"
And just can't accept it. This can't be the end yet. You promised to never leave, and now you're gone. Can't believe I can feel the world slipping away as you slowly fade from my everyday. You promised forever a love without end, but now I'm left broken, struggling to mend. I thought we were so tight, destined for a lifetime, love with no end, love with no end. Staying in my imagination, memorizing the past time, the secrets, the love, the care. Now they're echoes in the air. I still see your face in every place, feel your warmth, your gentle grace. But now there's just an empty space, and I'm lost in this endless chase. Keeping you in my heart, a piece of you I'll never let